Good morning and welcome back to my channel. This is Bees and Blossoms. My name is Kaya, and we do some small-time gardening and hobby beekeeping on my channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I posted a video the other day, but it didn't, some of it got deleted off or some, there's parts missing, so we're going to do a new one today. We're trying to work in between the rain. We have a lot of mowing again to do, weeding and things like that. It has been a very rainy month, so we are going to try to get in here and at least get some work done. We're going to try to, so let's go in. Alright, so it is overgrown again, even in the short period of time since the last update. So we even have some more work to do. The reason we haven't been out here much is because of the rain. We got the materials to finish the greenhouse, and we are gonna work on that. We have to build a rabbit tractor. We have some babies to grow out. And I harvested the cherry tomatoes yesterday, but it looks like I missed some, so I'll grab those. But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant the squash. That is, the leaves are starting to turn yellow because they've had too much water in their little containers. So we're gonna get them in the ground, and essentially that's my plan for right now. We're putting them in the area that we covered with the weed barrier. You can see them right there, and then the boys are gonna come over here and mow, and depending on depending on when the rain starts and how hot it gets, we'll see how far we get this morning. Might have to move it some until later this evening to kind of finish up. But yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do again, and it's been a crazy month. We've had a hospital stay, we had a graduation, we had a funeral, another graduation ceremony. Jonah got 2 because we homeschool, but we were members of a co-op, and we have a non-traditional private school umbrella that we're under too, which is essentially the record keeping portion, but they do a nice graduation ceremony. So we had 2 of those, a graduation party, and then in between the rain, trying to work in the garden, not having a framer. We thought we had a framer, but he ended up not working out, so we're looking for a framer still for the house. The wood order, the guy just put in, I guess he just put in whatever he wanted to put in there. He even had drywall and insulation, which we're not nowhere near ready for that. And we had discussed doing spray and insulation for the attic because we want the storage areas to be semi-climate controlled for drying purposes, which I'll talk about, once the house is built. But between that and then this past week, we had Jonah started his first job, his new job in training, and then we had Vacation Bible School. Callan and I volunteered to work that in the evenings. So between just everything kind of just that's going on, not that the garden has been a side project, we've gotten food out of it, but we have been behind this year on a lot of things. So what we're just going to do is we're going to plant these guys, get these in the ground, get things cleaned back up, and then kind of reassess some of our growing space and go from there. So I purchased this little tool. I've wanted to try one for a while. So it's a dibber, and it's meant to, you know, make your holes, but it gives you inches so you know how deep you need to go for your plants. So we're gonna give this one a try. I did get it off Amazon. I got the cedar off Amazon too, but that was definitely a waste. So they make other things too. We'll just see how this holds up. But anyway, that is the plan there. So we're gonna use that. I gotta get my razor knife to cut holes into the weed barrier here, and then we will get these guys have had way too much water. I'll move you guys closer. Do you see how yellow they are? It is just, they've had way too much water. I wish that everything hadn't gotten away from us in the garden. You're gonna have years that just don't go the way that you had intended for them to go, and that's okay. I got a bok choy growing up in the middle of my weeds over here. That's okay. Just don't give up. And I have some okra to harvest too. Whew. Sorry, I'm so hot. I really need a drink. I didn't bring one with me. Just don't give up. Continue to plant. Continue to work at it. It is work. It is labor intensive, and you're gonna have to get dirty. You're gonna get your hands dirty. But it's really worth it. It's worth it in the end when you have that food security. I just roasted some tomatoes so that I can make a small batch of tomato sauce. There's more tomatoes coming in. They're not ripe yet, and that's okay. We'll take care of those and make a batch when they're ready. I've got pickles that we've been fermenting. We have watermelons that are about ready to harvest. We have okra plants that are starting to produce. The corn, even though we planted it late, is coming up and doing good. We're about to have pole beans to harvest. We have regular contender green beans to harvest. I really need to take care of that bed and weed around it. We've got mowing in here to do to get the grass under control, because it's summertime. You know how much you have to mow in the summertime. It just happens. It just gets out of control quick. Especially when you have other events that are taking precedent in your life, and you have to work on those things. I have beehives that I have to check. I haven't been able to get into them because we have had literal torrential downpours like crazy. Like big downpours. So there's just things that have missed attention, and now we got to get them back in control. And it's just a continual job. It's a job. It is a full-time job. But wow, does it pay off when you get those big full baskets of the cherry tomatoes. Like I posted on my Instagram. I posted a picture of them on Instagram yesterday of our cherry tomato harvest. I had just bought sliced mozzarella cheese, and so while I was cooking Father's Day dinner last night, we were popping cherry tomatoes with mozzarella. I didn't have any basil, unfortunately. I mean, I have some, but I didn't harvest any because there wasn't really any that was harvestable out here today or yesterday. But it was such a great snack, and we produced it. The only thing that would have made it better is if I would have had my own cow and could have made my own mozzarella cheese, but that's not something that we're going to do here. We just don't have the property capacity for it, and we're trying to get away from the larger animals after having horses for so long. It's just too much for us and for what we want to do. But it is absolutely a labor of love, and the harvest really pays off. It's really, really nice. I am gonna get back to trying to finish planting these so that I can get out of this heat. And I will do a garden tour on my next video. I'll try to have a garden tour on the next video. But keep planting, keep trying, don't give up, keep working at it. Even if it's just one plant, even if you're just doing cherry tomatoes, even if you've just got some pots on your back porch with a few squash plants in it, or you know, an okra plant or something, just try. Just try. What's the worst you're gonna do? Fail? No, you're not gonna fail. Your plant might die, but guess what? Try again. Put another seed in. Could have been many things that happened that made that plant die that you had absolutely no control over. It was completely outside of your control, and it just maybe wasn't a healthy plant. Could have been just a sick plant. Some seeds are weaker than other seeds. It's kind of like when you're breeding animals. Sometimes you get a runt in the litter. Sometimes you get a seed that is the runt of the litter. It doesn't have all of those good genetic properties in it that's going to make it a strong, viable plant. That's just going to happen. Sometimes you buy these plants from the big box stores, and I don't say, James Prigioni says it, but they're drug addicts is what he calls them, the plants from the big box stores. And the reason he says that is because they have been heavily fertilized with commercial fertilizers, petroleum-based fertilizers. And when you bring them into an organic atmosphere and you plant them, if they're not continually being fed what they were fed in the nursery before they were sold to you, you may have plants that fail and die. I've had pepper plants. I bought these bell pepper plants from... Okay, I actually bought them from my local nursery, who gets plants from Bonnie. And 5 out of the 6 of them are fine, and then this one pepper plant just wilted and died. And it's like, what is wrong with this plant? Everybody else is healthy. This one plant died. So we pulled it out. It was a sick plant. We pulled it out. It wasn't anything that I did, obviously, because the other plants are doing just fine, but something was wrong with that one plant. So don't give up. It may not be you. There's other factors that contribute, and don't just try again. Try again. You can grow something. You don't have a black thumb unless you are digging in the dirt. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go finish planting what I got to plant and then work on getting some of these weeds done. Maybe a cloud will come out and cover the sun up. We can get some mowing done and everything. But I'm going to say thank you for spending time with me in my garden while I planted some plants that I needed to get out. And thank you for all of your comments. I really appreciate them. You know, sometimes we speak and missay things. It happens. I am not an expert on any of this at all. I'm just learning. I'm just trying to do, you know, to get to the point where I want to get in my life, which is where we can actually have a full small-time farm. I want my food forest with all of my fruit trees, and I want a cool little fire pit area out in the middle of my forest. Like, there's all the things that I want to do, and it takes time to get there. In the process of getting there, we have to rebuild our house, and that is a project that is once again on hold because we don't have a framer. So be praying with me on that one, please. I have one that I really feel would be great to work with. So just be praying that that comes through for us. And I would love to do a walkthrough once we get the framing up. I would love to show you our home and what it's going to be, and where we at in the construction. It's just a slab right now. If you're interested in seeing the slab, I'm more than happy to do a quick little video on that and give you a tour, kind of tell you where things are going to be. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in seeing that. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out with me on this hot Florida, humid Florida day, planting my plants, and I will catch you on the next video. And yeah, y'all, go get dirty. Go get dirty. Take care.